What's up, journeyers? Welcome to our Tuesday live training. We are talking all about manifestation and stewardship because they go together. And we're going to talk about exactly how that works. So when you are jumping on, say hey. And I also want you to share with us what you are currently hoping to manifest in your world. So I want to start today's live training with a little bit of definitions, right? I'm going to take you to school for just a second. So let's talk about the definition of stewardship. Now, I put this in the event. The definition of stewardship has to do with managing something well, right? Something that's been entrusted to your care. You are managing it well. You're doing the right things with it, right? The things that are intended for it. Managing things well. So stewardship, when it comes to your money, looks like managing that money well and intentionally and according to a plan, right? And in my world, for me, as a Christian, as a believer, I believe that every dime that I have comes from God, right? He put me in the position to have the clients I have. He put me in the position to get through nursing school and work as an ICU nurse for 12 years, right? I believe, and same thing with my husband, he keeps him healthy. He protects him so that he can get his paycheck from the army, right? He's provided us with these opportunities. He even like the $300 check I got from the insurance company, like to me, to us, that is all provision from God. And so all of that money kind of belongs to him anyways. And so I'm just managing it, right? He's entrusting it to my care so that I can manage it for him, right? In a way that is honoring to him. Now, for you, if you don't believe in God, if that's not something that really resonates with you, understanding that everything that you have is a result of being provided that opportunity, whether it's by the universe, however you feel, right? You've been given an opportunity, whether it was to work hard or just been given something, which is incredible. And so starting to have that understanding of gratitude that when you are gifted something, when you have something, it's really important that you manage it well, right? Regardless of where you feel like it came from, right? That's stewardship. That's choosing to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make sure that I'm intentional with this money, that I have a plan for it, that I know what's happening to it, and I'm not just kind of letting it do whatever. And a great example of this is you hear people say, like, think about like parents. You have a kid, right? You have a kid who's like, uh, got a toy, maybe has like an old school like Xbox 360. And I laugh when I say that because we have an old school Xbox 360. And let's say this kid is like smashes buttons and like throws the controller and like throws the thing on the ground and like never really plays with it and is just like very like whatever. I don't care. It's fine. It's all good. And then they put on their Christmas list that they want the brand spanking new Xbox One. And again, I'm pretty sure there's a new one beyond that, but you get what I'm saying. They want the brand new Xbox One. And in the meantime, they've got it on their Christmas list and they think, well, I've asked for it. I've asked for it. I'm going to get the Xbox One. It doesn't matter what happens to the Xbox 360. They're rough on the games. They throw the controllers. They don't take good care of the Xbox 360. And as a parent, you're like, why? You're not taking good care of what you do have. Why would I give you something better? Right? So that leads into my conversation about what is manifestation. Manifestation is a super hot button topic right now. You're seeing people all over the place talk about what are you manifesting? How are you manifesting? Right? Let's manifest some money, right? And I think there is a misunderstanding about manifestation, not necessarily among the people talking about it, but among the people watching, that manifestation means that you ask for something to the universe, to God, to whoever, and you believe that you're going to get it. And when you believe that you're going to get it, it just comes to you, right? And has that happened to some people? Yeah. And is it weird? Yeah. But that's the understanding, that's the belief, right? Is manifestation means I ask for it from the universe, I believe it's already mine, and it suddenly is, right? And the best manifestation coaches I've ever seen don't just talk about belief or the asking, they also talk about aligned action. Okay. Manifestation, in definition, is taking something that isn't real or doesn't exist yet and making it reality. right? Bringing it to fruition, making it real, making it tangible, making it able to be perceived, right? I think they say like a manifestation of a spirit, right? It was the spirit is ethereal, but then like you can see it. They call that a manifestation, right? So it's taking something that doesn't exist yet and making it exist and making it real, right? And so the problem with thinking that all you have to do for manifestation is just believe it is, number one, most of the time that doesn't work. And number two, when it doesn't work, you get frustrated, you get angry, and then you start to believe that you don't deserve things and you haven't, like, that you aren't worthy of having these things because you asked the universe for them and then you didn't get them, right? And so, what I really want to dive into today is the realization that manifestation, and like I said, the good manifestation coaches, the coaches that talk about manifestation well, in my opinion, are the ones that don't just talk about the asking, they also talk about the aligned action that goes along with the asking, right? That goes along with the belief, because the aspect of what do I really want to manifest in my world? What do I want to create? Being specific about that, right? That plus believing that you deserve it, believing that you're worthy, right? Believing that you can is also accompanied by, must be accompanied by aligned action, meaning the action that is required to obtain that thing. And I don't mean if you want this thing, you have to go work 60 hours a week. That's not what I'm saying. Sometimes the aligned action is take a nap. Sometimes the aligned action is take a bath. I have every intention of getting off my lives today and going and taking a bath because I'm sore from working out, okay? And I know that that is an aligned action for me because it's self-care, and my higher self, I have connected, right? I have asked, I have prayed, and I know that I deserve to rest. And I'm going to rest today, right? I'm not going to hustle. I'm going to rest. I have a couple of calls, and that's it. That is an aligned action for me. So when I say aligned action, it doesn't always mean super hard work, right? Or like anything that feels bad. Sometimes it's something simple. So when it comes to your money, what does aligned action really look like? And how does this idea of being a good steward of your money align with manifesting more money, right? Manifestation of more money. And so I wanted to tell you a story. And the story is of my client. Her name is Erica. And Erica is a badass graphic designer. You guys, I feel like I need to come back and show you a picture of her again. But she has, I call it Cruella hair, but she's not Cruella. She's not evil. She's amazing. But she's got black hair on one side and white hair on the other. And she's just really just such an incredible person in general. But she is a badass graphic designer. She has been in the industry for, I want to say 18 years, a long time, 17 or 18 years. And she is currently on contract with Nike. Like, you could go to Nike's website and see her work right now, which is just like, what? She's just incredible. She's been with her current company for a very long time. She's been on contract with Nike for at least a year or two. So she's been in this industry and working for these companies and on these contracts for a long time. And had kind of got to this level where she was making decent money. And when she came to me, it was like, I know that I make too much money to feel broke. But she did, because she didn't know where her money was going. She had no method for managing it. She had no method for tracking it. She wasn't saving a whole lot for retirement. So she was starting to stress and worry about what was going to happen in retirement, because she felt like she didn't have a plan, right? There was nothing really put together with what she was going to do with that money that she was making. And so I tell you this, that she was in her industry with her company and with Nike for a long time because of what happened next. 3 weeks in, I am just watching her. We started out, so she signed up for my 6-week one-on-one intensive. So we got one-on-one every single day. She had access, or every single week she had access to me. We texted back and forth. And we started with, okay, what's really happening with your money right now? And what do you want to create? Because really, what do you want to create is kind of the first step to manifestation, right? What do you really want it to look like? What do you want to call in, right? So it was, what's really going on? What do you want to create? And how can we start creating a plan to get you there? And so we started putting this plan in place, and we started implementing systems around her money so that she could manage it in a way that felt really good to her, and set goals that felt really good to her. And so she started doing that, and I'm just like giggling with joy as I get these messages from her that are like, oh my gosh, look what I did. Look what I created. Look at this plan I came up with. And it was just so fun to see somebody who felt a little bit lost, right? She was like, I don't even know where to start, right? I don't even know where to start creating a plan with my money. To now be in a place where she felt so good about the plan that she had in place. So we're in like week 3, week 4. And we get on our call, it was a Tuesday, and she texts me a couple of hours later, and she says, oh my God, Nicole, I just got a raise. And I was like, what? Stop it, right? She got a $4 an hour raise from this company that she hadn't gotten more than like a 1 or 2% raise with in the whole time she'd worked there for like, I want to say 7 years. She got a $4 an hour raise in week 4 of our program. Why? I believe because she put it out there that she was ready to manage well what she had. And scripturally and within the law of attraction, within the world that is manifestation, it is a understood truth that when you are faithful with what you have, you are entrusted with more. And here's the best part, you guys. This is why I love this story. So she gets this $4 an hour raise, and that whole week she's looking at the numbers the way that I taught her, right? I'm showing her what to look at. I'm showing her how to think about it. She comes back to me in our week 5 call, and she's like, so this is what I'm going to do with that raise. It took effect this week. I'm going to do this with my retirement. I'm increasing this to that. This is what I'm doing, right? She had a plan the way that I taught her. She had created a plan for what to do with her new income. So rather than getting this raise and then being like, woo, I can do whatever I want, I can party, I can do all these things, right? Which her definition of party is like going to get her hair done and going to get a hike, right? But she immediately, because I taught her how, started creating a plan, okay? Come week 6, she's like, I don't even know what to do with myself right now. I'm like, what are you talking about? She had all these plans. She said, I just got a text message. I just got a message from my boss that said the client was so happy. The client, Nike, by the way, the client was so happy with me and thinks I'm doing such a great job that they want to give me more money. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, I thought they were talking about the raise I already got and there was just like a miscommunication. She's like, no. They want to give me more money and she's working it out. So we did our final call. We said our like see you laters, right, for our final call. I was so proud of her. She has a plan in place for how to manage her money. And she texted me later that day with a screenshot from her boss that she is now getting another raise for $5 an hour. So in the span of a 2-week time period, after years of working for this company, after years of being on contract with Nike, has now gotten a $9 an hour raise in the span of 2 weeks. You guys, $9 an hour times a 40-hour week is like $18,000 a year. Like that. And I'm telling you, a huge factor in this, she was already good at her job. She was already working for this company for a long time. She already had longevity. She was already amazing at her job, right? I believe with every piece of who I am that a massive part of this, of why this all happened in that 2-week span of time between week 4 and week 6 of her 6-week intensive with me, was because she put it out there to God and to the universe that she was ready to manage well what she was given. And so she was entrusted with more. And when she was entrusted with more, she immediately turned around and made sure she managed it well. She made a plan with it. She said, this is what I'm going to do. Here's where this money is going to go. Here's how I'm going to do this. Here's the order in which I'm saving for things. And God said, perfect. Here's more. It's like, I literally, like, I'm crying for her. Like, we're just like, it is one of those things where when you see people win, right? Where you see people really choose to take control and then they start really winning. It's such a powerful thing to watch. And so I want to put this out there, you guys. I want you guys to understand that taking time to really create a plan for what you're going to do with your money and not just winging it, not just letting whatever be whatever and being like also flowy with it, right? Now, let me be clear here. There's a difference between um, being in flow, i.e., being super aligned with whether it's, whether it's God's plan for your money, whether it's universe, however you believe, right? With letting that guide you and being in flow with your money versus literally just not paying attention and calling it flow, right? There's a difference. There's a huge difference, right? If you are in flow and you are making aligned decisions with your money, meaning maybe you didn't plan this 2 months ago, but you know that this is what your higher self is telling you, this is God's plan for your money, right? Then you could probably tell me exactly what you did, right? You could say, well, I did this because this is what felt good. I did this and I spent this much money, or I bought this thing, or I went to this thing because my higher self told me to, because I was praying and God told me to do this, right? Even if it's in flow, you could tell me what it is, right? Because it was about hearing and listening and doing the aligned actions. If I ask you, how much did you spend on that sweater or whatever it is? And you're like, I don't know. How much did you spend on that vacation? I don't know. I put it on the credit card, right? I don't know. Like that flowy, that is not the same thing. It's just not. And so when you take the time to put it out there to the universe that you are wanting to be a good manager of what you have now, the universe will reward you with more. That's what happens. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. My husband and I get mailbox money. That's what we call it. We call it mailbox money, where we just like randomly get a check in the mail, or like we randomly got a $344 check from USAA the other day. So did a lot of people. Apparently they got sued for something. We didn't know about it, right? But we call it mailbox money because that's kind of what's happened in our world, is that extra money, that addition, has manifested itself in just random checks in the mail, right? Which has been beautiful and it's fun, right? And so when you can get aligned with what you are called to be doing with your money, with what plan you have in place, that is how you create this open space to say, hey, you know what? I am choosing to be a really good manager of what I have so that I can be entrusted with more. So that I can be entrusted with more. I have another client who also got a raise. Now, I happen to have an insider knowledge and know that her raise was kind of already coming, but when she got that raise, was so much more appreciative and excited about it, because she was able to take that and go, okay, now that I know my income's going up to this, here's my plan for my money. Right? And she was able to be super responsible with it. And she was able to say, okay, this is what I'm going to create with that. This is what we get to do with that. And it's empowering. It's exciting. I will tell you, I got a raise the other day. It was like 76 cents an hour. And I was like, woo! I think they increased their differentials at the hospital too. So I think total, if I worked like a night shift, I probably got like a $2 or $3 an hour raise, but it made me giggle. I was like $1.50. But I also, as an entrepreneur, have raised my prices. I gave myself a raise because I trust myself with my money. I also trust myself with my clients. I also know that my job is to take care of you. I will tell you, my clients, one of my big things is like, I work myself out of a job with them, because I'm like, here's how you do this. Here is how you develop a plan for your money. Here's how you be a good steward of what you have. Here's how you allow yourself to be open to receive. Here's how you take aligned action with your money. Here's how you make sure you enjoy the freaking journey, because you have to, right? If you don't enjoy this, it's not going to, like, you're not going to keep going, right? I teach them all of these things, and we get to the end of our time together and it's like, okay, I know you don't need me anymore, but I'm going to miss you. Because they don't need me anymore. And it's really fun. It's really beautiful. And you know what? I get new clients because I manage well what I have. I take care of my clients, and that's how I get new ones. And I'm such a firm believer in this, that being a good steward of what you have, whether it's your money or your possessions or your time or your energy or your, taking care of your home or your job, whatever it is, being a good steward with it, taking care of it, having an intentional plan for it. And please hear me, when I say take care of your money and have an intentional plan, I don't mean you're not allowed to have fun. I mean, be intentional. I said this yesterday, is a millionaire mindset thing, right? It's just intentionality, right? It's intentionality. When you do that, when you choose to be intentional, when you choose to manage your money well, when you choose to be a good steward of the things that you have, you will be entrusted with more. You will. You absolutely will. So if you are sitting here thinking, that's great, Nicole, that's great for you, but I've tried budgeting, I've tried this, I've tried that, I can't do that. That's my job. That's what I'm here for, is to help you figure out what system is going to work for you and help you create a plan around your money so that when you manifest more in your life, you know exactly what to do with it to make a massive impact in your future. Maybe you're thinking, when I make money, then I'll call you to help me get my money in order. I am telling you, figuring out how to manage your money well when you don't have much of it is what makes you open to get more. And if you sit there spending everything you have, always spending on credit, not being a good steward of what you have. When I say spending on credit, I don't mean you use your credit card and pay it off. That's not spending on credit. That's spending with cash and getting points for it, right? Right? I mean, like, just not paying attention, right? When you're not a good steward of what you have, the universe doesn't trust you to give you more because it doesn't trust that you're going to do good things with it. It doesn't know what you're going to do with it because you're all over the place, right? And so this first step of being a good steward with what you have, of understanding how to create this plan, this is the first step to manifesting more in your life. It just is. I have seen it time and time and time and time and time again. So if you're wanting to talk about it, that's what I'm here for. So I'm going to drop a link in the comments. This link is for, I was going to drop a link in the comments, but my keyboard isn't working. So I will come back and drop a link in the comments. I promise. My keyboard likes to just be mad at me. Oh, there it goes. So this link is for free 30-minute financial breakthrough consults. Literally, you're going to jump on to a call with me for 30 minutes. We're going to talk about what you've got going on. I may even be able to get you some shifts on that call. I know I've shifted things for a couple of people in that 30-minute time, okay? It is free. It is complimentary because I want to take care of you and I want you to know that you have the support. And I want to be able to show you what are some aligned actions you can take? What are some exercises you can do that are going to start pushing you in that direction? I know somebody who said, we're just struggling because like we want to buy a new car seat and we can't afford it. And we want to buy this and we can't afford it. And then I sent them through an exercise and she's like, oh, we spent like $1,200 last month that we really didn't need to spend. And so now moving forward, they get to be more intentional, make a plan, and now they can get another car seat without stress, right? So jump on a consult with me. There, I put it in the comments. Jump on a free consultation with me. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what this looks like in your world, what steps you can take right now to start being a good steward so that you can manifest more into your world because you deserve it. You deserve it, right? All right, guys, I love you. As always, trust yourselves, enjoy the journey, and I will see you next week.